hopefully in time I'll be able to help other carers with my story of hope. I care for my son Edward. He's 28 years old, and 2 years ago he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Being a carer for my son has been initially extremely distressing. When his diagnosis was first made, I had no idea how long it was going to last, or was he going to end up in hospital for the rest of his life. And that was a big worry. I had no idea about the mental illness. I needed to learn and ask some questions, but at the time of crisis it was very, very difficult. Having learned a bit about his mental illness now, I attended a lot of courses and seminars locally, and learning about the illness just blew away the fear of the unknown, and I just get on with it and look forward to his recovery. I worried a lot that something would happen. I didn't like to leave him for any length of time. Even a shopping trip caused a lot of anxiety for me. That has changed a lot now as he's got better. Also, the rest of the family were very distressed and disturbed, and my son himself, he summed it up one day when he said to me, if I'd woke up in hospital after a car accident and was told I'd never walk again, it would be easier to deal with. And that's exactly how we all felt at the time. It was totally devastating. We are not really new to this role. My daughter, who is 2 years older than Edward, also developed a mental illness at the age of 15, and that was very, very distressing and devastating as well. But yeah, definitely we've all got around it and pulled together a bit, and Edward's had a lot of support from everybody, including his sister. I have wondered about how different it would be if we were still in Ireland. From what I'm told, mental health services are not as accessible in Dublin, where we come from. Nobody really has any first-hand experience of this, but my mother had a brother who was sent to an institution when he was 18 years old, and he died there. He was just committed and stayed there for all of his life. When my son was discharged from hospital, he was assigned a case manager, a lady from Rua, and she was terrific. She had a great rapport with Edward and with me, and she referred me to the family support groups, and she actually also recommended Richmond Fellowship for him. From the family support groups, I learned that it's important to look after yourself and find some time to do things you like doing. And one of the things I decided to do was to write my life story, to leave for my children and grandchildren. I didn't really know a lot about my mother and grandmother's lives, so I thought that would be a good thing to do, and I enjoy writing. So I'm currently about halfway through where I want to be. I just devote a little bit of time each day to the writing. A powerful tornado raging inside his head, thoughts whipping around like bits of paper, hanging on by his fingernails, trying to hang on to what was left of his sanity. He knew and I knew what was happening. The other thing I realised was very important for self-preservation was physical exercise, and that sort of came to me in the form of a new family pet. We got a rescued greyhound, and she required quite a bit of exercise. The discipline was there, she had to be walked. So 1 became 2 and 2 became 3, and we currently have 2 greyhounds, which require quite a bit of attention. The second one is just fostered. which I train up to be a family pet and will hopefully go to a new home. I think if I didn't have my writing and the dogs, I would not be in a good place. I think stress and worry would have taken over, and I would have spent too much time and too much energy getting stressed. It would have damaged my health, I'm quite sure. So the dogs and the writing have been lifesavers for me. Really, sharing my story, to me it's in order to give hope to other carers who are in my position, especially in the early stages when their loved one has just been diagnosed. I got a lot of help and a lot of hope from other carers' stories at the family support groups, and hopefully in time I'll be able to help other carers with my story of hope. You can get your life back, and you will think it's impossible, as I thought it was impossible, that life would never be the same again. But with the support of groups like ARAFME and other family support groups, I got my life back, and a lot of other people have